right, yes, here we go. Great. Hi, yes. I'm Cameron Bain, and today's the querying video. Querying video, which is a word I can never say, but I'm trying. So here we go. Here we go. Let's just jump into it. Alright, so querying, it's a very painful process that no one really enjoys, but it has to be done. You have to do it. Yeah. Oh, and I will just mention, as I was putting this video together, Daniel Green, a couple days ago, came out with his own video on querying with a lot of information that I think you should watch along with my video. He even talks to his agent, which is very useful and helpful. Of course, it's different genres. He does fantasy. I do mysteries and thrillers, but still a lot of important information because querying is kind of the same across genres. What is querying? It's you basically representing yourself to an agent for possible representation and hopefully publication. You can't really submit to publishers on your own anymore. You have to have an agent. I know some people like Brandon Sanderson recommend going directly to a publisher because that's what he did, but you can't really do that anymore. All publishers basically want agents to look at your stuff first, and it just makes their job easier. It's not a bad thing, you know. Yes, it's another round of gatekeeping, but having an agent is pretty useful and it will help you more in the long run. Yeah, because publishers, they get a lot of submissions. Let's just say this. A lot of people want to write, or a lot of people want to be authors. Ever since the internet made it a lot easier for everyone to write, and oh god, now with AI, oh my god, I feel bad for every agent or publisher that gets like a bunch of AI submissions. I don't know how they do it. God, like it was a nightmare before. Imagine getting thousands of submissions or thousands of queries like a month, and now you're getting 2,000 because they're all AI written. If you want to look up the horrors of that, look up what happened to Clark's World. Yeah, so anyway, again, you know, agents, they're good because if you get an agent's approval, it will just help sell your book. But anyway, querying, it's an imperfect process, but it works, and it seems like it's the best way for it to work, something like that. So, query letter, the letter that you will be sending to agents seeking representation. They all follow the same, you know, it doesn't really matter. All the genres, even YA, adult, middle grade, they all basically follow the same formula when it comes to bringing together a query letter. Think of it as like a resume and something you send to agents to represent your book. It's like first step on a long road to getting published. I'll get into the basics of the letter itself, but I wanna talk about some other stuff first. So number one, it has to be personalized. Don't overdo it, but you wanna make it clear that you wanna work with this agent. You can't just send like out a bunch of blanket submission letters or a blanket query letters with very low personalization in it, because agents can kind of tell that, and it doesn't work. It's kind of one of those things that seem so obvious that you'd be surprised that people do it. But yeah, so they have to be personalized. Yeah, because you want to have this person be your business partner, basically. All right, so first, well, before we get to the query letter, let's talk about finding an agent. Now, there are two ways that are the best to find an agent, and that is with QueryTracker and Publishers Marketplace. Those two sites are going to be extremely useful to you. There's Query Manager 2 and Manuscript Wishlist, but the two main ones are QueryTracker and Publishers Marketplace. So talk about Publishers Marketplace first. It's $25 a month, and it gets you all the information that you need for agents, deals, publishers, agencies, everything you need. And yes, it does cost $25 a month, which is a lot, but it's very useful. It's all very important metadata. Is that the right technical term for me to use? The only annoying thing is it does lock you out like after a month. So every month you have to log in. But trust me, it's definitely worth it. You definitely want to use Publishers Marketplace to the best of your ability, because you can see what agents, what deals they've made, what relationships they have, what their clients are producing, and everything you need. The only thing is sometimes Publishers Marketplace will say that an agent is open for submission and then it's not. So you always have to just double check everything on Publishers Marketplace. All right, so next is QueryTracker, which you'll be checking every day for the rest of your life. No, not really, but it is very important. It's where your query is tracked. It's in the name. Pretty much all self-reported, but the information is good. On there you can see basically what an agent is requesting, what they currently have requested. You can see comments on their past, but we'll talk about comments later. You have to take comments with a grain of salt, and you have to be careful with what the comments are, which again I'll talk about later. And you can double check all the metadata from Publishers Marketplace on QueryTracker and make sure everything lines up. Now there is a free version of QueryTracker, however I'd recommend the paid version. It's only $25 a year, and with it you get basically a lot more information. information. You can see every single query that's been self-reported to be sent to a certain agent, all the submissions that they have, anything that they're reviewing, anything they've requested in the past. You can really get a good handle on, what an agent wants. So I definitely recommend the paid version. So these two together, and of course there's manuscript wish list and then query manager, but those are kind of self-evident and obvious. Manuscript wish list, at least for agents that are on it, which not every agent is, it's a place where if you can't find what an agent is looking for on either their website, their social media, or on QueryTracker or Publishers Marketplace, it's a final spot where you might be able to find what they're looking for. However, sometimes it's not always up to date. If you can find what an agent is looking for on a website, social media, or anything like that, that's a lot more valuable. So all that combined, along with any blogs, any like YouTube videos, any podcasts they've done, anything like that, that's what you want. All right, and again, you're looking for a business partner, basically someone to help you represent the book in the best possible light, get you the best deal possible. Okay, so the letter itself, basically there's different ways you can write a query letter. Basically what I recommend people do is get all the important information out as quickly as possible. Your name, the genre, word count, pitch, and then comp titles. You want to do that as quick as possible because a lot of times agents only read the beginning of a query letter just to instantly know whether or not they want to work with something. So you want to get all the important information out as quickly as possible. And think of it as like representing yourself as an author, yes. Also as a brand, as someone that this person can invest time into and take seriously and work with in the future. You want to be professional, show that you're knowledgeable, and show that you're knowledgeable about the genre you want to work in. And again, personalize it. This should just come naturally because if you're querying this person, then obviously you want to work with them. So you must have seen something on either a blog that they did, and podcasts that they did, or just something that they've represented in the past that means you want to work with them. So again, don't overdo it, but also personalize it. And as for comp titles, these can be a little tricky. So what comp titles are, basically you're pitching your book as kind of fitting into the larger publication marketplace, kind of. You want to show that there's a market for your book, basically. So what comp titles are is that they're books that you say, oh, my book is like this and this, or my book has elements of this and this. I usually stick to either 2, maybe 3, maybe 2, and then 1. Well, what I did is I did 2 and then one that the agent I wanted represented in the past. So you can try and do something like that. Obviously, if you're working with this agent and one of their books works as a great comp title, then use that. But again, you want to be realistic. The books have to be recent. And yeah, so don't say like, oh, my book is the next Harry Potter, or my book is the next Twilight. Don't say that. Realistic and recent. So it's a little bit of a puzzle of trying to fit your book into describing your book in the best way possible. It can be a little finicky. Comp titles are really a thing I stressed over a lot because you have to basically take your book and say it's kind of like this and this, but also different, but also the same, but also different, also sellable. It can be a little nerve-wracking, but it worked out kind of in the end. So again, overview, get all that out as soon as possible. So I'd say like in the first paragraph, you do a quick 2-3 sentences saying, hello, I'm really excited to send you this manuscript. I'm really excited to send you title italicized. So usually what I did, title italicized, and then the genre, word count, and then say it's kind of like this. And then here we go with the comp titles, and boom, kind of like that. First paragraph, that's what you want. Second paragraph, you do the pitch. Make sure to say make sure to actually sell your book. Say what it's about. What's the main character? What are they dealing with? What's the conflicts of the novel? What's the overall stakes, settings, everything. Now again, this is different depending on genre. So make sure to get all that out. And then third paragraph could be, you talk about yourself a little bit, not a lot, but also saying why you want to work with this agent. Don't overdo it. Oh yeah, this is a small thing, but try to refrain from using the word help too much. Don't be like, I really want you to help me bring this book to the best place it can be, because agents, they want you to be able to do that on your own. They know you and them are going to be working together to make the book the best it can be, but if you say too much like, I really want your help, some agents read it as asking them to like help you write the book, which they don't have the time for. They want to see that you can write with, some of their editorial feedback. They don't have the time to like rewrite your book for you. I've seen like blog posts from agents talking about how they get annoyed when they interpret writers saying like, I need your help to write this book or to make it the best possible, which you do, but again, it's a collaborative process. It's you working with them and them knowing that they'll give you some advice that then will help. It's not it's a little bit of a tricky subject. So yeah, that's the letter. And there's a bunch of templates online I recommend you look at and find the best one that works for you. But again, personalize it and make sure to get all important information out as quickly as possible. Okay, yeah, so then you send out your query, usually through Query Manager. Some agents still use email. Pretty much no agent I looked up does anything through the mail anymore because it's probably just not efficient. I'd recommend not sending out queries all at the same time. I'd recommend getting like 10 set up with the first agent that you really want, because a lot of times, you know, it's good to choose an agent that you really want and then have backups. So I'd send those out in like the first 10 and then wait a couple days and then send the rest, maybe another 10. So I'm like, of course, when you send out query letters, this is when you start to get the rejections, and you are going to get a lot of rejections. You're going to get rejections for years, like I did, just nonstop rejections. You get so used to rejection, you just have to like plan on when to get rejected. Like I realized whenever I send a book out, I have to stop looking at my phone when I'm at work, because nothing ruins your day more than when you're working at a job and then you look on your phone and then the book that you spent all this time working on, it's not going anywhere. You know, your happiness plummets. But anyway, because it's part of the process. And since we're talking about rejection, this is something that is also obvious, but I feel like a lot of people don't really understand. Agents are not evil. They're not trying to be mean. They're not evil. They're not bad people. They love books, just like oh god, I love that. Is that gonna be the thumbnail? Me with this like finger here? God, anyway, I get easily amused. But anyway, so they want to work with you. They want to work with you, make the best book possible, because they love books, and they're also incentivized to make the best book possible and to work with authors to make their books the best that they possibly can. And they get just a non-stop, again, deluge, I love using that word, deluge, of people sending them query letters. And so very few people, like in any arts, are ever going to be successful. And so the job of an agent is to find the few that will, and then bring those books to publication, to publishers, and then hopefully deals and everything. So yes, rejections hurt. It can feel awful. And some people, like new authors, I think, take this kind of personally, and they really shouldn't. You know, it is gatekeeping, but it seems to work, but it works for a reason. It's how we get good books. Agents are very focused on finding, again, the best books that they think they can work with. Sometimes it's just, you know, they just can't work with this specific book, and sometimes that's just it. Sometimes that's just all there is to it. So they'll look at your query letter and then usually decide really quickly. You know, a lot of times agents will also request like maybe a synopsis in the first 10 pages, but some don't even do that because they can tell just right off the query letter whether or not they want to invest their time in it, because time is the very precious resource, and a lot of agents don't have time because it's just the way the market works, the industry works. So yeah, so they'll look at your stuff and then they'll decide that if they don't want to work with it, they'll send you a rejection, and that's pretty much it. Do not try to contact them. Do not, you know, just say okay and then move on. That's all you really can do. So do not be rude. Don't like leave bad comments on social media, because the publishing industry is very small. A lot of agents know each other and they'll talk, and then you don't want to get a reputation for being rude and unprofessional. It can hurt you down the line. So just don't do it. Just take the rejection and just move on to the next one. Yeah, and back to the comments on QueryTracker. Never ever leave a bad comment on QueryTracker. Just be careful what you say on there anyway, because a lot of times the comments are just people talking about their rejections, and usually that's fine. Don't leave a bunch of comments about how you think the agent is stupid or how you think that they misread your work or anything like that. Don't do that. Don't leave any comments like that. I see those all the time. People upset that, oh, how did you respond so quickly? Like, first of all, pretty sure agents don't look at QueryTracker that often. And second, just don't do it. You're not, why are you doing this? This should be so obvious, but people do it anyway. Don't do it. Rejection hurts. It's universal. So rejections hurt, but you just kind of have to keep going through them. You know, it's a part of the process. Just keep going. And agents will acknowledge that they'll pass on good books that they just can't represent. Sometimes agents just can't work with certain books, and that's all there really is to it. There's no like secret cabal of people preventing you from being published. It's just the way it works. Don't move it personally and just move on to the next project. Usually I would not even start querying until I've started another project that I can work on and then focus on, because then when all the rejections come in, I can just think, oh, well, this is fine, because then I'm already halfway through this other book. So I'd recommend you do that. Yeah, you want an agent that's 100% interested in your book and can can see the potential in it, because that will help them represent the book in the best way. They want to be in love with it. They want to be in love with you as a brand and someone that they can invest their time and energy in. So again, quick overview: use QueryTracker, use Publishers Marketplace, look up manuscript wish list, look up social media, look up any interviews, any blog posts, any podcasts these agents have done. There's so much information out there. But again, no, even if you do everything, even if you write the perfect query letter and get everything right, you personalize it and you think it's really good, even your dream agent might pass on it just because it just doesn't work. It has nothing to do with you, maybe. It just isn't going to work for them. Yeah, it just might not work. So again, you just have to kind of keep going no matter what. And don't give up, or do. No, never give up. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? Never give up. And agents, you know, they're human. And again, they're book lovers, just like you. So don't be so harsh on them. Well, I'll talk more about revision and revising in another video, because I think revising is very useful, and it was only after I basically looked at the book the 20th or the 21st time that I really got it. I'm like, this is good. So, but again, I'll talk about that in the new video, because this video is getting a little long. So in the meantime, this is just talking about querying. It's a painful but necessary process, and it leads to all the books we love. It's imperfect, but it's the best one we've got. So I was in the query trenches for years, and I still kind of half am, but I hopefully will get to leave those soon, maybe. We'll see. But again, in the meantime, yes, QueryTracker, Publishers Marketplace, look up all the information you can, personalize each query letter, don't overdo it, and make sure you write it the best way possible. Oh, yeah, and before I go, this is a small thing. Okay, yeah, I'll post everything online. I'll post it on the screen so you know what I'm talking about, but look up every single, like, agents beware or writers beware of certain agents, because there are, unfortunately, a lot of scams too. You want to be careful that the agent you're submitting to is a real person who has made actual deals, and it's not a scam. Just look those up, look all that detail up, because that could be in a video all on its own, and maybe it will be. But anyway, yes. So this is Cameron Bain here, signing out. Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me about your querying journey, and hopefully I'll have good news to share soon.